back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow Town Hall. In tonight's episode, we're talking about what it takes to make India's small businesses Atmanirbhar.
Has it been easier to access manpower here in the state, and have things changed post the pandemic? Because at least for the services industry, perhaps you have a view on startups as well. A lot of people are tending to move back to tier 3, tier 4, even tier 2 cities to work from home. Manufacturing doesn't have that facility, but has that, how have things changed post the pandemic here?
See, post-pandemic, initially we were facing some difficulties. But now things are getting normal, but lot still has to be done. And as far as skilled manpower is concerned in Rajasthan, with so many colleges around, and plus the quota factories there. So that way, if you see, we have lot of talent in Rajasthan. The question is about retaining that talent. So in that is the major impact. And also let me tell you, for the workers also, there are skill centers over here. And in fact, we at CII, we are having a very good center over here. And in that also, we are regularly very much involved in skilling of the laborers to a particular level.
Okay, I'm going to take questions for our panelists in just a minute. But before that, let's come back to tonight's theme, making small businesses Atmanirbhar. One thing, and this is open to all three of you, that you think needs to happen and happen immediately and change immediately to make small businesses more self-reliant. Perhaps I'll come to you first, Rajendra.
So this Atmanirbhar word itself give a confidence, right? So the awareness about it, how you can, so in this, everyone will be building for each other. Let's say if you talk about Jaipur, Rajasthan, so let's say today, so mostly in my conversation, startup word will be coming again and again, because I am from the segment. So there are, let's say, 15-20 companies, they are doing really well here. And we hired, so today you can say all these companies, even if you talk about our company also, around 90% of the people who are working, they are from Jaipur or maybe nearby small towns. So that also that we are employing local people, they are building for local customers. It could be they are giving some services to Jaipur people, or maybe today we are providing services to farmers. So people coming from the same segment, providing services to the same, and that's the change, and that's happening with every single company. Before, let's say someone was, so if we talk about some products in agri also, so most of these pesticide, fertilizer, their raw materials used to come from foreign countries only. Now we have seen even few startups also building some products from local area only. They have innovated some product that raw material is generating from some tribal area and using same for agriculture to control the insect or to increase the yield also.
Okay, but if you want one thing to change, what is that one thing perhaps?
So for me, I think I always believe in the awareness and the mindset. So people mindset, if that's changed, that we have to build here, we have to build for ourselves, and in longer run that will be in benefit of everyone. So I believe in that. If awareness will be there and your mindset will be to do innovate here only, then things will be changed.
How about you?
Can I say two things? So one, as a entrepreneur, SME or a MSME entrepreneur, I would want my capital cost to be low. So the cost of land is number one, which impacts the cash flow of a company. So that has to be regularized, and land for an industry has to be taken at a different cost level altogether, and nobody should profit out of it. Because it's creating jobs, so it has to be taken in a different mindset, which is missing at the moment. Number two would be on, again, ease of doing business. A lot of work has happened, but we have a long way to go. But again, on a SME's perspective, because the entrepreneur is running his plant, he's doing R&D himself, he's managing his customers. So there should be a single form which he needs to sign as a KYC, and all the departments should get alerted automatically. It should be something like that, I would say, I don't know, it's a big thing, but it is a very simple thing which can be done.
a single window clearance being.
I would say just a simple form. I don't know how government connects everything, but there should be something very easy to handle this. Yeah.
Sure. Mindset, ease of doing business, and
Abhinav, he has already told my point, but in this, I want to add, see, for the government, I would give two things. First, marketing locally. So for local marketing, government, it has to create demand. And to create demand, they have to spend more in infrastructure. And for that has to be done regularly by the government. So my wish list would be to government does maximum spending on infrastructure, and first is the maximum spending in the infrastructure, and maybe finance point you have already told, and ease of doing business you have already told. Mainly.
okay, so you have a huge list, sir. We'll come back to you definitely on that. Are there any questions that our audience has for any of our panelists?
So myself, Kishan Verma, I'm passed out engineer and working for the labor only to provide them the skill required for their upgradation of the society, and we people are always looking for labor. Once our government say Atmanirbhar means labor का मतलब क्या? गुलाम? We should avoid that word actually. Labor शब्द अपने यहाँ से हटना चाहिए. दूसरा क्या है कि अभी जितने भी पॉइंट्स जो डिस्कस हुए हैं उसमें मैं एक जनरल टॉक करना चाहता हूँ. नंबर 1 is that the small businessman is affected by the online business because he has got less money with him. He has got less skill with him. He develops the things as individual. And the people who are marketing the things on online, they are getting more money than that businessman. So that is the main problem. I don't know what you people are thinking about it, but please consider it thoroughly.
I want to actually take up that first point that you made in terms of offline businesses getting impacted by online businesses, and maybe I could pose that question to you. How do small entrepreneurs survive in this increasingly online world? What is your suggestion, and what is the role for O2O, both offline and online, in today's world? In a city like Jaipur, in a state like Rajasthan, what is the role? It's open to all three of you, but maybe you could start.
Yeah, so like most of these players who are selling products online, so they have their product, let's say they have mobile application. So everyone is also urging MSMEs that you can start selling online using our platform, right? Let's say in Amazon there are like lakhs of crores of sellers, they are selling. On Miso the products, there are so many resellers. Every shop owner today selling online, even they are also doing ads on these TV and all. Another thing, still, yeah, they are giving heavy discounts on these big billion days and other days. Even government already doing that. They have now redrafting the e-commerce policy also, that the discount should be controlled, or there should be some guideline through which should be followed, that all the MSMEs don't get affected. But I think, and the people who are little bit advanced, they also started selling online through these platforms. So I think both could be the solutions. One could, that government also have to intervene, and that the new draft e-commerce policy that should also come as soon as possible in the existence. Other than that, all the businesses, now there are so many companies for every single different kind of product. So you can also start selling online using these companies' products.
Out of time on tonight's episode. What's coming up in part 2 on this special Leaders of Tomorrow Town Hall series? Here's a sneak peek. For tonight though, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching.
Are you able to charge as much for your products if you were, say, in a startup hub like, say, a Mumbai or a Bangalore, versus being based here in a Jaipur? Is that perhaps impacting your ability to scale?
I think today people are moving to tier 2 cities to start something new, because again the cost of everything is very low here. First of all, your office cost, even your employee cost also, that's also lower. So when you talk about the unit economy, that's you can bring that positive sooner in the tier 2 cities. One is, let's say you have some product and your margin is like your operation cost is around 5% in Bangalore or Delhi. So that's here like 2-3% only, and that's the biggest advantage.
From your experience, how do businessmen, how do entrepreneurs, how do business people really handle their finances? What has your experience been?
In the quest of making more and more profits and fighting with the world, the competitive world, we continue to pump our personal set of money which we possibly require for our own old age or maybe our own kids or for some personal needs that we have. We just do not differentiate between personal and professional life, and we keep on putting the money more and more into the businesses. And at one point in time, when people generally that is in the 40s and the 50s, they find it really difficult how to take money out of business. Because the business is like kind of andha kuwa. So you continue to pump whatever amount of money, it's never endless. So at some point you need to put a break, or you have to say, okay, this is my balance sheet, this is what I'm going to put in my business back, and this is what I needed. And see, the pandemic times have told that the world, are we talking of startup here? So there are so many disruptive startups which are already coming. So I don't know whether my business would be viable next 10 years or not. So at the same time, not only that I must get into business, I must also know how to get out of business also.